Hello, my name is Dominika Średnicka-Tober. I'm a researcher working at the Warsaw University of Life Sciences in Poland. Today I would like to introduce you to the topic of sustainable diets. This lecture summarizes the main results from the report of the Eat Lancet Commission Healthy Diets from Sustainable Food Systems. For the beginning, a few words about Eat Lancet Commission. It is a global non-profit foundation serving as a science-based global platform for food system transformation towards sustainability. The EAT report I'm referring to in this lecture was released in Lancet in the beginning of 2019 with the aim to develop and spread dietary paradigms allowing to feed the world's growing population in a sustainable way. Food is in fact the single strongest lever to optimize human health and environmental sustainability on Earth. However, food is currently threatening both people and planet. A huge challenge facing humanity is to provide a growing world population with healthy diets from sustainable food systems. While global food production of calories has generally kept pace with population growth, more than 820 million people still lack sufficient food, and many more consume either low-quality diets or too much food. Unhealthy diets now pose a greater risk to morbidity and mortality than unsafe sex, alcohol, drug, and tobacco use combined. Global food production threatens climate stability and ecosystem resilience and constitutes the single largest driver of environmental degradation and transgression of planetary boundaries. A radical transformation of the global food system is urgently needed. Without action, the world risks failing to meet the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and today's children will inherit a planet that has been severely degraded and where much of the population will increasingly suffer from malnutrition and preventable diseases. There is substantial scientific evidence that links diets with human health and environmental sustainability. Yet, the absence of globally agreed scientific targets for healthy diets and sustainable food production has hindered large-scale and coordinated efforts to transform the global food system. To address this critical need, the Eat Lancet Commission convened 37 leading scientists from 16 countries in various disciplines, including human health, agriculture, political sciences, and environmental sustainability, to develop global scientific targets for healthy diets and sustainable food production. This was the first attempt to set universal scientific targets for the food system that apply to all people and the planet. The Commission focuses on two endpoints of the global food system: final consumption, aiming towards healthy diets, and production, aiming towards sustainable food production. These factors disproportionately impact human health and environmental sustainability. A healthy diet should optimize health, defined broadly as being a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease. The Planetary Health Diet is a global reference diet for adults that is symbolically represented by half a plate of fruits and veggies. The other half consists of primarily whole grains, plant proteins coming from beans, lentils, other pulses and nuts, unsaturated plant oils, modest amounts of meat and dairy, and some added sugars and starchy veggies. The diet is quite flexible and allows for adaptation for dietary needs, personal preferences, and cultural traditions. Local interpretation and adaptation is necessary and should reflect the culture, geography, and demography of the population and individuals. Vegetarian and vegan diets are two healthy options within the planetary health diet, but are personal choices, of course. To summarize, healthy diets have an optimal caloric intake and consist largely of a diversity of plant-based foods, low amounts of animal source foods, contain unsaturated rather than saturated fats, and limited amounts of refined grains, highly processed foods, and finally added sugars. As underlined by Professor Walter Willett, transformation to healthy diets by 2050 will require substantial dietary shifts. Global consumption of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and legumes will have to double, and consumption of foods such as red meat and sugar will have to be reduced by more than 50%. A diet rich in plant-based foods and with fewer animal source foods confers both improved health and environmental benefits. At the same time, it should be carefully taken into consideration that some populations worldwide depend on animal protein from livestock. In addition, many populations continue to face significant burdens of undernutrition, and obtaining adequate quantities of micronutrients from plant source foods alone can be difficult for these populations. Given these considerations, the role of animal source foods in people's diets must be carefully considered in each context and within local and regional realities. The Commission analyzed the potential impacts of dietary change on diet-related disease mortality. They concluded that dietary changes from current diets toward healthy diets are likely to result in major health benefits. This includes preventing approximately 11 million deaths per year, which represent between 19 to 24 of total deaths among adults. Regarding the second target, sustainable food production, the Commission proposes boundaries that global food production should stay within to decrease the risk of irreversible and potentially catastrophic shifts in the Earth system. These planetary boundaries for food production conceptually define the upper limit of environmental effects for food production at the global scale. Sustainable food systems that can deliver healthy diets for an estimated population of about 10 billion people by 2050 can be achieved by joint and simultaneous efforts in three areas: a global shift toward healthy diets with mostly plant-based dietary patterns, improved food production practice with dramatically reduced environmental footprint of agriculture, and finally, reduced food loss and waste. However, it should be pointed out that none of these interventions is enough if introduced alone. Moreover, even small increases in the global consumption of red meat or dairy foods would make the goal difficult or even impossible to achieve. Based on the outcome of this analysis, 5 strategic pillars for a great food transformation have been established. To seek international and national commitment to shift toward healthy diets, to reorient agricultural priorities from producing high quantities of food to producing healthy food, to sustainably intensify food production to increase high-quality output, to ensure strong and coordinated governance of land and oceans, and finally, at least halve food losses and waste in line with UN Sustainable Development Goals. The global adoption of healthy diets from sustainable food systems could safeguard our planet and improve the health of the growing human population. Thank you very much for your attention.